You know, I can never understand why people hate Makima so much. Just look at her, guys. I feel like we got her all wrong. She's just a little goofball, you know? She's just so silly. She could never do anything wrong. Oh, my bad. Makima really was one of those characters that kinda changed the internet forever. That sounds corny, but I'm dead serious. The amount of Makima cosplay should be more than enough proof of how iconic she is now. Like, seriously, it's basically impossible to go 10 scrolls on TikTok without seeing a Makima cosplayer. I think that might just be a you thing. What? No, I'm sure that's normal, right? The issue, though, is that 80% of the content that we see of Makima online is just dead wrong. While Makima did change the internet, that also led to the internet changing her. Before the first season of Chainsaw Man even came out, the internet created this image of her that initially had me really confused as to what kind of character she even was. Bark for me. This was basically all I would see online. Back then, I had no idea what Chainsaw Man was about, so this was the only kind of stuff I'd be exposed to. And I don't think that was a good thing. The amount of people simping, and I can't sugarcoat it, gooning over this one character was insane. The thing is, it wasn't technically a new thing. I've seen people going feral over characters before, but this was actually on another level. I don't care if you don't think Makima's that attractive or whatever. The point of the matter is, no character in history has ever been treated like this to such a massive scale. If you're still somehow questioning how much impact Makima really had on the world, just look at this. Bro, this has never happened before. This is the same level of hype as when Captain America picked up Thor's hammer. And it was just Makima showing up in a dress. Like, what? She genuinely put her mark in the history books with this one. Introducing Makima, the first person ever to get people to bark in theaters. What? So with all of this content going around, I wouldn't actually blame people who've never seen Chainsaw Man to assume that it was a Gooner anime. And to be fair, a lot of clips that you would see of the official show wouldn't help. Like, oh come on, Denji, you're not helping the allegations by being on a leash. It should have been me. What did you say? No one invited you! If you were to go into Chainsaw Man with all these videos and stuff going around, I think it would be fair if you went in with the assumption that Makima was this lustful and sexual character, when that's so far from the truth. The mischaracterization of Makima genuinely needs to be studied. Anybody who watches the show or reads the manga with any form of media literacy can tell you that Makima isn't anywhere near a sexualized character. Oh, but isn't Makima manipulating Denji by using her body? Yeah, but she's specifically taking advantage of Denji's lack of understanding of basic human desires. Denji isn't even really that lustful, which actually leads to another example of how people mischaracterize someone. In this instance, a lot of people think Denji is just straight up a gooner, when in reality, he literally is just trying to find a purpose in life. As insane as that sounds. He only thinks sexual activities are cool because society says it's what you should go after, and he's never experienced it, nor experienced any kind of comfort from another human being, so who's to say that that kind of thinking is wrong? He has a warped perception of love and intimacy, which is what Makima takes advantage of. Despite what some people may say, she isn't even really sexualized by the show that she's in. We don't really get fan service from Makima, if you know what I mean. Take a look at her character design, for example. Like, bro, she's in a full suit. There's nothing even remotely fan servicey about this. Even when she went on a date with Denji in the movie, where we could finally see her in casual clothing, she dressed up in a full dress and cardigan. She dressed super modestly. So if the official source material doesn't sexualize her unless it's relevant to the plot, then why do people on the internet do it so much? Okay, to be fair, there was that one time in the movie where we see her and other Chainsaw Man girls in their underwear. But that was just Denji's dream, alright? It doesn't count, and it is technically for the plot, so, it really is unfortunate to see just how much a single character's image can be changed based on how fans choose to portray that character on other platforms. People just don't get her, man. Oh, but you do? I can treat her better, man, yeah. You know she'd probably kill you, right? Okay, you know what? You actually bring up a pretty interesting point. While there's a lot of people online that choose to mischaracterize her and dumb her down to being a mommy archetype, there's okay, there's a whole nother side to the fandom that chooses to highlight how scary Makima actually is. Goon to her, now I fear her. Okay, buddy. I actually really like this kind of content from Makima. I don't remember the last time multiple people got together to create such an elaborate agenda to portray a character in a horror-like setting. And some of the videos I'd see are actually really freaky. Watching these videos at 3 a.m. is just not healthy for the soul. Do not do it. Like, I'm editing this video at night right now, and I can't look at this picture anymore. There's something wrong with this picture, man. I can't look at it anymore. Now, as much fun as these videos are, she isn't really a horror movie monster either. Boo, he's trying to ruin the fun. What? No, I'm just saying, while Makima does have a good amount of scary scenes that are meant to make you a little wary of her, her whole thing is that she's trying to be as appealing as possible. She'll be nice to you at the end of the day. Well, I mean, she's not gonna mean it, but she's not gonna try and actively scare you. I find it strange people would forget this is what lore-accurate Makima would probably look like. Look, I get your point, right? There is a really scary side to Makima, but I don't think this is what she would look like. Unless you're Power. That girl sees Makima so differently. She's terrified of that woman. Now, I'm not claiming to be an expert on her character or anything, but I do think part of what makes Makima a genuinely amazing character is her subtlety. She's not overly sexual, nor is she overly scary, and she's not trying to be either. She's more calculated with how she operates. I actually have a lot I want to say when it comes to analyzing Makima's character. Like, for example, the fact that she had Denji bark for her, and the fact that she called him her dog, actually has a lot of significance to it. That whole bit of Makima being a dommy mommy, that's basically your owner, does actually allude to some really cool stuff about how Makima understands, or I guess misunderstands, the concept of love. But as much as I want to, I don't want to ruin the anime-only's experiences with the show going forward. Especially because I am also technically an anime only. I just know a lot of stuff about Makima's story later on because the Chainsaw Man fandom does a horrible job of not putting spoiler warnings on their videos, but you know, whatever. At the end of the day, even though some people choose to portray Makima differently than she really is, for the most part, a lot of it is just dumb fun, and I'm not gonna pretend like I don't obviously enjoy some of the videos. What can never be denied though is just how impactful Makima has been to the internet. But to some people that doesn't matter because she's scum and horrible and evil and she can never be forgiven, and okay, maybe she is kind of terrifying.